On February 2, 1835, Thomas Babington Macaulay submitted the Minute on Education, a formal memorandum proposing the total defunding of traditional Indian schools in favor of English language instruction. Macaulay relied on a specific interpretation of the Charter Act of 1813. The act had set aside 1 lakh of rupees for the promotion of literature and science. A lakh is a unit in the Indian numbering system equal to 100,000. Macaulay argued that because the law did not explicitly name Arabic or Sanskrit, the government was legally free to spend that money on English education instead. This grant currently supported the study of ancient texts and traditional Hindu and Islamic knowledge systems. Macaulay viewed this entire curriculum as obsolete, containing what he called monstrous superstitions and false history. By detaching the 1813 grant from the traditional institutions it had supported for decades, Macaulay bypassed the need for new legislation. He simply redirected the existing budget to dismantle the established intellectual infrastructure. Macaulay's argument was built on market economics. He ignored the cultural value of the traditional system to focus on the immediate relationship between state spending and public demand. To show the system was failing, he cited the government's own ledger. In December 1833, the state paid 77 students at the Calcutta Madrasa a combined 500 rupees a month in stipends to attend classes. This chart shows the financial divide Macaulay presented to the council. While the state spent 500 rupees on stipends for traditional students, it actually collected 103 rupees in profit from students willing to pay to learn English. The inventory data tracked a similar trend. Over 3 years, the government printed thousands of traditional volumes, leaving 23,000 Arabic and Sanskrit books unsold in storage. Meanwhile, the School Book Society sold up to 8,000 English volumes a year at a 20% profit. To Macaulay, the conclusion was inescapable. If the state had to pay students to learn a subject, and its books could not be sold on the open market, that subject was a waste of public funds. The economic case was followed by a rejection of the Eastern curriculum itself. Despite admitting he had no knowledge of Sanskrit or Arabic, Macaulay dismissed the value of Indian and Arabian history, science, and philosophy. He claimed that Oriental learning held no intrinsic value, stating that he had never found a scholar who could deny that a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. Macaulay acknowledged that the British Empire lacked the resources to educate the entire Indian population. He argued that the government's limited funds should be concentrated on a specific, high-leverage demographic. He proposed creating an intermediary class, a group of people who were Indian in blood and color, but English in tastes, in opinions, in morals, and in intellect. This group would serve as proxies. They would absorb Western knowledge and translate those concepts into local dialects for the masses. Macaulay concluded his minute with a political ultimatum. He informed the Governor-General that without full adoption of this system, he would resign from his chair on the Committee of Public Instruction. He demanded 3 immediate actions: stop printing Arabic and Sanskrit books, abolish all stipends for traditional students, and close traditional colleges in Calcutta. The funds saved from these cuts were to be redirected exclusively to English-language schools and institutions like the Hindu College at Calcutta. On March 7, 1835, Governor-General William Bentinck officially endorsed Macaulay's minute. The colonial government began defunding traditional Oriental studies, establishing the English medium educational framework that remains the foundation of Indian schooling today.